Hello students, and welcome to Writing Instructions, learning how to attack a writing prompt by identifying key words to write an opinion essay. Go ahead and sing your writing song. Evidence, make sure you're right. Examples come from real life, so include that in your right. Elaboration brings sophistication to your right. And now you closer to the end, it might be feeling tired. We're in fourth grade, so you know we gotta keep on fighting. Conclusion is the last part of the essay that you're writing. State your thesis, add some pieces, these things are required. And now you say you finished, but the teacher say you lying. You check your work, perfect your work, and that is essay writing. All right, so hopefully you guys were singing along, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here so we can jump right into writing instruction and get you guys started on your actual assignment. All right, now before we actually left to go on spring break, we were learning how to write a certain type of academic essay. So let's quickly review. All right, we were actually about to enter writing the opinion academic essay and plan our first opinion paper. But before we do that, let's kind of remind ourselves of the two types of writing that we were expected to complete this year, because opinion is what we were about to learn. But the first type of writing that we actually learned was an explanatory or informative type academic essay. Now, explanatory just means that you're writing to explain, and an informative essay just means you're writing to inform. They both mean the same thing. You're writing to give information or facts from an article based on what you read. Now, the key words for an explanatory or informative prompt are to explain, or if the writing prompt tells you to inform your audience about something, to describe something, or to give information on something. The type of writing that we're focused on going forward for a little bit is what we call an opinion or argumentative type academic essay. The key words for an opinion or argumentative writing prompt are words like opinion, or if the writing prompt asks you what you think about something or how you feel. Now remember, your writing prompt is that part of your essay packet that gives you your writing assignment. So it is vital that we know how to interact with that writing prompt, which brings us to our next thing, the steps in the writing process. What is the first thing that you do? What's step number one? First thing you do when you get your essay packet, pause for a moment and think about it. If you said attack the prompt, you are correct, because again, remember that writing prompt is what gives us our writing assignment. So you can't really go any further if you don't know what it is, what your assignment is, what you have to do. Now, what's step number two? Think about it. If you said to read the articles, then form a thesis statement that answers your prompt, you're correct also. Our next step after attacking the prompt to figure out the type of writing that we're doing is to now read so we can actually create a thesis statement, which is also, we learned, a compound statement. What's step number three? If you said to go ahead and start planning, then you're correct. Our step three is to start planning, where we then will create a hook statement and 2 to 3 details for background. Today, we're just going to focus on steps 1 and step 2. Now, really quickly, you're going to watch me go through modeled instruction, where I'm going to do the 2 steps that we just talked about, okay? Now, the first step said to attack the prompt. So let's look at what my writing assignment is. My writing prompt says the articles talk about the positives and negatives of bike sharing programs. Write an essay stating your opinion about whether or not bike sharing programs are a good idea. Use information from the passages in your essay. All of the other information here
just gives you helpful hints about once you start writing. So let's jump right into attacking the prompt. Well, the first thing, I know that there are two types of writing that I'm expected to do. It's either going to be informative or opinion. So the first thing I need to answer is, what keywords do I see? So, looking in my writing prompts, I do see where it says to write an essay stating your opinion about whether or not bike sharing programs are a good idea. So since the prompt tells me to state my opinion, then the type of writing I'm doing is opinion writing. So this should be fun and easy. Let's move along. Now, we're going to pretend that I have read all of the articles for my writing assignment, which I did, guys. I actually read it. But now we're going to jump right into the process. All right. So I have read my articles, and based on my prompt, I need to decide whether I think bike sharing programs are a good idea or not. In order to do that, I need to really think about the different points that the authors tried to make as I read through the articles. Now that I have read through the articles, which is the same thing that you guys are going to do, I need to form a thesis statement. Remember, that thesis statement is a compound sentence that states two major points from the article. Let me say that again. Remember, in the very beginning of school, we practiced our pre-writing lessons where we did simple sentences and compound. So again, a thesis statement is a compound sentence. This is your first real experience with essay writing. So I didn't want to overwhelm you. We're going to keep it simple for right now to just two major points. So as I did the reading and I looked at exactly what it was the author was trying to get across, or the authors, because there were about 3 articles there, I decided that 2 extremely big points that the author was trying to make is point number 1, bike sharing programs are very helpful. There was a lot of information throughout the articles that showed how those programs really helped those people in the communities. Major point number 2, I noticed that the authors, based on the information, talked a lot about how they bring a lot of positive changes to the neighborhood. So I thought that would be another good point to add to my thesis, because there was a lot of evidence that showed and talked about positive changes that these programs brought to neighborhoods also. So that brings me to my actual thesis statement. Now, 2 things about my thesis that I need to make note of. One is I'm going to use some of the words from my writing prompt to help me form that complete thesis statement. The second thing is I want to use the conjunction word and to connect my 2 points here. So it's really simple. I'm going to take point 1, point 2, and I'm going to add those 2 points together, kind of like a number sentence, and make my thesis statement. The thesis statement I came up with is that, in my opinion, bike sharing programs are a great idea for neighborhoods because they are helpful and they bring positive changes. Now, again, if we think about the writing prompt, my writing prompt asks me, let's go back for a moment, to write an essay stating your opinion about whether or not bike sharing programs are a good idea. That is exactly what we just answered, because remember, your writing prompt gives you your writing assignment. So if it asks me to state my opinion, then my thesis does adequately do that. My opinion is that they're a great idea. And then I have my 2 points. 1 point, they are helpful. I have my conjunction word and then I have my second point. They bring positive changes. Just like we learned in class, we took the entire second 9 weeks and a portion of third 9 weeks, the portion that we were there, to learn how to write thesis statement for informative and explanatory type essay writing. Now, that was really simple, really simple. Your writing assignment is different. You just watch me do it. So today you're going to read the articles titled Stay Out Snakes and What Snakes Can Do. You are to follow the steps below to complete your writing assignment for today. And those steps are only 2 steps. Number 1, attack the prompt. First, figure out the type of writing that you're supposed to be doing. Number 2, you have to read both of your articles, and then you're going to form a thesis statement, which again is a compound statement where you take your 2 points and you kind of marry those points together to form the one statement. Okay? So go back to your online learning platform. You're going to click under Files. Under Files, you're going to find your writing prompt and the 2 articles listed, Stay Out Snakes and What Snakes Can Do. Once you have read the prompt, attacked the prompt, and read those 2 articles, you're then going to go under the assignment tab because that's where you have to submit your thesis statement. Don't make it harder than what it is, guys. When you're finished reading, just think about 2 major things that really stuck out to you and go from there. Now, that is actually due today, but I will probably let you guys have until tomorrow to get that thesis statement in. Because who knows, you may want to write down a thesis statement, and when you reread over the articles again tomorrow, you may see a way where you can improve your thesis statement. Or when you reread them, you may come up with 2 better points. Who knows? Just make sure that this is done as soon as possible. Now, this should be your final assignment in reading. So once you're done with your writing assignment, go ahead and go to assignment number 4. Assignment number 4 is just a brain break video. It's not any more actual written work, okay? Go and take a load off. Take a break. Look at that video. It's really fun. I actually did it in my living room. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great one.